Welcome to 1961. 1961 didn't arrive quietly. It arrived with momentum. America was no longer observing the future. It was responding to it. The pace had changed, not dramatically, but unmistakably. What had felt distant in 1960 now felt present, and it demanded response. For the first time in years, the future no longer felt abstract. It pressed against daily life, against decisions made at work, against conversations at home. It asked for answers, not someday, but now. What had felt distant in 1960 now felt close and demanding. Days still began the same way. Coffee brewing, doors closing, cars pulling out of driveways, but expectations felt heavier. At work, pressure was visible. In conversations, urgency slipped in. The country was no longer looking inward. It was measuring itself against the world. Comparison became constant, not only against rivals, but against allies as well. And more than anything, against time itself. The sense that falling behind was no longer an option. That shift appeared on the streets. Designs grew sharper, lines more deliberate. The Lincoln Continental arrived. Clean, confident, restrained, less decoration, more intention. It wasn't about comfort anymore. It was about presence, power without excess. A reflection of a country trying to look controlled while moving faster inside. In Washington, that tone was echoed. John F. Kennedy was now president. Young, direct, seen everywhere. Television didn't just report leadership, it framed it. Politics felt immediate, measured, personal. Every word seemed to matter. Leadership was no longer distant. It lived inside the screen. Above all, the sky demanded attention. In April, Yuri Gagarin left Earth. For the first time, a human orbited the planet. The message was unavoidable. Speed mattered. Technology wasn't optional. It was competitive, strategic. America felt the pressure to catch up. Rockets stood ready. The future had become a deadline. Deadlines create pressure. Pressure reshapes decisions and reshapes people. The race was no longer theoretical. It had a clock. In the cities, movement intensified. Youth gathered. Voices rose. Energy replaced patience. On movie screens, that restlessness took shape. In 1961, audiences watched West Side Story. Fast, emotional, uncontrolled. The streets were no longer backdrops. They were stages for conflict. Cinema stopped reassuring. Stories no longer explained the world. They mirrored its tension and left questions unresolved. It started reflecting reality. Stories no longer offered escape. They offered tension. Music followed the same direction. Rock and roll carried weight now. It wasn't just entertainment. It was expression, identity. Youth culture no longer waited for permission. Waiting felt outdated. Silence felt weak. Movement became language, and that same energy had a face. Looking back, this was the moment when stability stopped feeling permanent and started feeling temporary. In 1961, it looked younger, more confident. Anne Margaret. She wasn't distant or untouchable. She felt alive, bold without excess, playful but in control. She represented a new kind of femininity, not silent, not waiting, moving with the decade. At home, comfort still existed. Televisions glowed, refrigerators hummed, phones rang on the wall. But permanence felt fragile. Everything seemed temporary, replaceable, in motion. Even stability felt provisional. 1961 wasn't about fear. It was about acceleration. A year defined by momentum, by comparison, by urgency. America wasn't standing at the edge anymore. It had already stepped forward, and there was no clear way back. That was America in 1961, focused, exposed, already moving. If you remember this year, leave a comment below. If you lived through this time, share your memories with us. Subscribe to follow the years ahead. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching.